Let's go, guys. It's Raul TV, Team R for UL, back again in the house. Team R for UL, let's go, hooking you guys up. What I'm doing this time around is, what I'm going to show you guys is, like I mentioned in my previous videos, that we're going to do a winter health check on a car. Christmas is upon us. Christmas holiday is upon us. It doesn't matter if you don't celebrate Christmas, you are going to take a holiday, right? You're going to go to your loved ones, you're going to go visit your in-laws, you're going to go visit your brother, sister, mother, grandparents, you know, if Boris lets us, that is, right? But even if he doesn't let us, I don't think it's going to stop us, right? Right, anyway, so what the last thing you want is you're driving to wherever you're driving to and car breaks down, okay? The thing is, if you have a flat tire, things like that, that's just your luck, you know, you can pick up a puncture anywhere, okay? If the cam belt snaps on the car, you should have had the cam belt done, all right? It's with the mileage, every 50, 60,000, depending on the car, you should get it done, okay? Or 5 years, right? For the general things, you know, like the coolant and the oil, engine oil, things like that, brake fluid, you should be able to check that. It's part of the driving test anyway, right? You should be able to check all that. Anyway, guys, let's do it. Right, the car that I've got here is a Ford Focus 2014-15 plate kind of thing. The thing is, I can't go and get every single car in the world and go through all of them, right? Okay, so we're going to start off with this one. I mean, I'm going to show you on this one because this is most, I would say, one of the common cars in this country. I'm in the UK. If you're in America, I don't know what's the most common car in America, but in UK, I think it's one of the top sellers, the Ford Focus, along with the Toyota Corolla, for us mere mortals. If you've got a Ferrari, Lamborghini, it shouldn't break down anyway. If you've got a Bentley, or if you've got a Rolls Royce, it shouldn't break down, right? So you're paying the money for it. For us mere mortals, it's this one, okay? This is our base, okay? So first things first, what you need to do is, before you do anything, we need to check the oil, which you check in there with the dipstick. Make sure it's on the right mark. You see them two notches. It would depend on what kind of car you've got, but you should check the oil. Make sure you check the oil. If you need oil, just top it up. Okay, the best thing to do is, what I would recommend you do is you take it to a garage just for like a basic engine service. That way they'll check everything for you, your coolant, your screen wash, your brake fluid, everything. So basically, if you're going to do it at home, check your oils first, okay? All right, if you've got power steering on the car, obviously most cars have got power steering, but most cars now are electronic power steering, so they don't have a reservoir, okay? So you don't need to worry about that. If you have got a reservoir for the power steering, just check that, check the ATF fluid in there, or whatever hydraulic fluid it takes. Make sure, top it up, right? Check your brake fluid, okay, as you can see there, that's the symbol for the brake fluid. Make sure you check that. Check your coolant, okay? We don't want the car overheating when you're driving. Make sure you check your coolant. Also, this is understated, this one. Check your screen wash, okay? You can see that's the symbol for the screen wash. Make sure you check that, because winter time now, a lot of salt on the motorway, a lot of salt on the road. Especially if you're driving on the motorway, you'll notice your screen, your windscreen, right, will get all dirty with the salt and everything. You need some water on there, at least water. If you don't put screen wash in there, at least put some water in it. Make sure you put coolant, I mentioned that before, in there. Brake fluid is done as well, right? So engine oil's done. Yeah, we've checked the engine oil, we've checked the brake fluid, we've checked the coolant, we've checked the waters. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what you could check as far as non-mechanics, okay? If you're not a mechanic, that's all you can check for the engine bay. If you've got a battery tester, check your battery, see if it's okay. Another thing you can check, if you can see it, that is, the alternator belt. If you can check your alternator belt, the serpentine belt, the auxiliary belt, if you want to call it, make sure you check that. Check for tears, or if the belt's like, you know, starting to crack or anything like that. Because obviously most cars now, the alternator runs off the auxiliary belt. If the belt snaps, alternator doesn't charge the battery, car will come to an eventual, you know, halt. Yeah, it will come to a stop. So what you need to do is make sure you know, if you can check it, there you go. You know, happy days, you check it. If you can't, then you just leave it to the gods, you know. Hope for the best. Another thing you can do is make sure you check all your headlights, all your side lights, headlights. I mean, it only takes 5 minutes to check that. Get somebody to you know, check it with you. Check the back brake lights and everything, fog lights. Check all your lights. Another thing you can do is check your tire pressures. Make sure your tire pressure is on the right correct pressure. Normally from 30 to 32, depending on the car. So make sure you check the tire pressures. Okay. Make sure you check the tread depth. Okay, because that's very important. Winter, icy roads and everything. Tread depth, very, very important. If you've got alloy wheels, you can just look through it like that. You can check your brake pads as well. There are your brake pads. Just check if they're all right. I mean, like I mentioned, you can take it to a garage, but if you can't make it to a garage, do all these checks at home. Check your brake pads. I've mentioned the tire, right? Another thing which goes unattended and never, I mean, I'll be straight up honest with you, I hardly check it as well. So guys out there, they probably won't, you know, if you have no problem, you'll never check it, is your spare wheel. Yeah, try to check your spare wheel. If you've got a spare wheel, make sure you check it. If you haven't got a spare wheel, I don't know why these main dealers and companies are doing this, right? If you've got run flat tires, then okay, you're all right. But if you haven't got run flat tires and you haven't got a spare wheel, right, and you've got a bottle in the back of the car, what's that going to do if you've got a big massive puncture? Right? So make sure you check your spare wheel, okay? See if it's pumped up and everything, if it's the right pressure, because no point in having a spare wheel and it's not inflated properly, okay? So make sure you check that. Right, so that's it, guys. That's pretty much it. That covers the basis of the, like I would say, the general check, the winter health check. I mean, people out there, they put snow tires on and everything. No, you don't really need to put snow tires on. I mean, we live in the UK here. We don't get snow like America or anything like that, okay? So we don't really need snow tires, okay? Besides that, that's pretty much it. The main thing in winter and the main thing for a general checkup is the coolant and the oil, okay? The coolant, make sure you have antifreeze in there. If you don't have antifreeze in there, what's going to happen is the water's going to freeze up, okay? When the water freezes up, you come to start the car up, okay? If you've got a timing belt, it can snap the timing belt, it can do a lot of damage, okay? It can damage the water pump and everything, so make sure you have coolant in there. Engine oil, obviously, if you're driving on the motorway, which most of us will be, you know, to visit our loved ones and everything, to go visit the grandparents and things like that, you'll need engine oil. If you don't have engine oil and you drive it on the motorway, engine messes up, seizes up, you're in trouble, okay? If you can do, if you're capable of taking an RAC cover, make sure you take a RAC AA breakdown cover. It's entirely up to you, you know. Fingers crossed you don't break down, right? But if you do, it's a peace of mind. For sake of £20, £30, you know, a month or something like that, just get it done. And that's it. So we've covered the basis. Coolant, engine oil, screen wash, the brake fluid. Check your lights, check your tires, check the tire pressures, check the spare wheel, and that's about it. There's nothing much you can check, unless, you know, if you can check the brake pads. If you've got alloy wheels, you can look through the alloy wheels, check your brake pads, and that's pretty much it. I hope you guys don't break down out there, but if you do break down and you've taken all these steps, all these precautions, then it's just your luck, you know. You can't do anything about it. It is a machinery part, you know. It is an engine at the end of the day. Things do go wrong with the car. It's just sod's law, you can't do anything about it. At least you've taken some precaution, some preventative measures. Anyway, guys, all I'm going to say is, hope this video helps you guys out. Like, share and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button for me. Leave a comment in the comment section. And peace and blessings, and I'll see you guys soon.